Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your Cruiserweight Classic Episode 3 live reactions. We're actually able to do this on Wednesdays now that NXT is the only other thing we have to do because Lucha Underground Season 2 is in the books. We are really excited about tonight's show because tonight, not only are we getting the Brian Kendrick, but we're also getting the Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh yeah, I'm fucking excited for tonight because we get the Brian Kendrick, we get Zack Sabre Jr., but Zack Sabre Jr.'s opponent is also a point of interest for me. Tyson, how is his last name pronounced one last time for live reactions here?
Dukes.
Dukes. Okay, Tyson Dukes. I was going to say Ducks, but I knew it was going to be wrong, so I'm glad I deferred to you. Tyson Dukes, who I believe I said this on the prior Cruiserweight Classic live reactions when we were closing out last week. I think one of Kevin Owens' favorite indie wrestlers right now, so this is going to be a very interesting matchup.
That's just because he's Canadian.
Possibly, but Kevin Owens does have taste. So
that said, though, it is worth noting that the two other kind of big names that we're seeing tonight, Drew Gulak and Anthony Nese, are both also extremely talented. Gulak we're more familiar with because of PWG. Nese had a brief run in TNA during a time that I actually, for some reason, was actually watching for more than 1 week and then getting disappointed and stopping. And I actually really liked Tony Nese. I like his look. I like his in-ring style. To me, he's kind of like a smaller Chris Masters, but better in the ring. And I think that there is a lot of potential going on tonight. And we're getting the intro right now, but 4 matches that we're going to have tonight. And at the very least, I expect 2 or 3 of them to be very good.
Oh, I'm excited for tonight, partner. This Cruiserweight Classic tournament, as I said at the start of it, it's been like a love letter to my childhood. I can't wait to see these matches tonight. Particularly excited to see the Brian Kendrick, because as I said, I believe on a SmackDown, TwitWow, or some episode that we did of the program, I loved the Brian Kendrick when he was having his singles run. I was actually rooting for him to win the Championship Scramble. He is the longest reigning WWE Champion in Championship Scramble history. No doubt he's going to be bringing all that to the Cruiserweight Classic. So, all right.
And it looks like Tyson Dukes is in the ring already, so it looks like our first match. Maybe?
Oh, no, I think we're just doing...
I think that's Tyson Dukes.
I believe you're right, but I believe this is just, all part of a video package, it seems like.
Because isn't he the one that's facing ZSJ tonight, or is he facing Kendrick?
He's facing ZSJ.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of surprised this match is going on first. I thought this would have been the main event tonight.
I guess the Brian Kendrick is going to main event tonight.
So what you're saying is the Brian Kendrick is the main event.
Yes, John, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yes. All right.
And ZSJ is getting his own video package now, so I guess we are going to open this thing out in a very interesting way. ZSJ talking about some of his influences, including Jericho and Guerrero. And there we just actually saw some ZSJ doing a diving uppercut to Chris Hero, somebody that used to be in NXT as Cassius Ohno that we really wish would get a second chance, but WWE isn't even going to give him a second look because he's so, cosmetically overweight.
I like the way you phrased that. I was wondering how you navigate that minefield.
Well, no, it's true. I mean, he's overweight in the sense that he looks fat, but that does not make him any less of an incredible in-ring performer. And the guy went 2 or 3 hours in an Iron Man match last year, so he's not any worse for wear.
I was even going to bring that up, and he did that all for charity, so heal my ass.
Yeah.
And I got to say, here with Zack Sabre Jr. now in the ring, for the uninitiated that don't know who Zack Sabre Jr. is, all I can say to you is you're in for a treat. Big time. Because this is one of the few Cruiserweight Classic competitors, partner, that you and I do have quite an extensive history with.
Current PWG World Heavyweight Champion.
I mean, I've seen this guy, as have you, go to distance with Roderick Strong. He's had some great matches with one of my personal favorites, Marty Scurll.
Yes, he has.
Yeah, it's really a shame Marty couldn't be a part of this tournament because I know he would have made weight, but
let's not allow ourselves to forget Zack Sabre Jr.'s singles match with Pentagon Jr. last year, which was basically just a submission exhibition.
Yes, that's right. That too was excellent. Here comes Tyson Dukes. And we'll see now what he brings. He's also technical, so it's going to be a battle of the technicians. This is
Tyson
going to be a
Dukes might have the technical label, but I'm pretty sure in this match he's going to resort to a lot more striking because he's not going to get any technical one-ups on ZSJ.
right.
I mean, if there's anything that he's going to learn in this match that he might not have known before, it's that you never lock Zack Sabre Jr. in a headlock.
Yeah, Zack Sabre Jr.'s like, Tyson Dukes, you merely adopted technical wrestling. I was born into it. I was molded by it.
Oh my God.
Hey, I had to, man.
Zack
here we go now.
Boehner Jr.
Yeah, I like that. Oh, man, here we go. Nice show of respect there. I'm excited for this. Look, technical wrestling is my bread and butter. It's my favorite style to watch. So, just getting to see Zack Sabre Jr. go to work.
I'm waiting. Dukes is going to go for a headlock, isn't he?
Probably. And then Zack Sabre Jr. is going to do his thing. Oh, Tyson, you pitiful fool.
I feel bad for him. He's worked for WWE quite a bit in the past.
Oh, God, now he's just working the leg, as you and I know Zack is apt to do. And just keeps turning it. Oh, my God. Oh, God.
Nice cravat there on the ankle.
Definitely, completely agree with you. But now look at Tyson Dukes. Nice takeover there.
He'll look there.
Yeah. Now he's going to drag the leg. And let's see if he can get any more control here. And now look at that.
A little bit of a cravat of his own on ZSJ's ankle. I'm impressed.
Anything you can do, I can do better, he says.
Oh, that's what ZSJ is going to be saying here in a second. Yeah, look.
And
oh my. What?
Just like that. Nice headlock takeover there by ZSJ.
This is a mistake, Tyson. I'm sorry, but
Tyson, though, I do like that he tried to get control of the arm, but Zack he's just got such a technical acumen. He knows to clasp the hands together. Mm-hmm. And now he does have that head scissors on pretty good, though.
Oh my God.
But look at the bridge there, and now he just kind of kicks him in the head a little bit, and then he just slides out, and he goes back to picking the leg.
This is not going to be fun.
No, it is not. Oh, now got the wrist lock there. Oh, my God.
Fingers interlocked.
Yeah, almost like a halfway to a Greco-Roman knuckle lock. And now, oh, my God.
It's over, and look at this, a cravat.
Exactly. Just technical brilliance by Zack Sabre Jr., one of, if not the best technical wrestler.
Oh, my God, he just stepped over. Tyson Dukes thought he was in control. ZSJ just stepped over and back to the cravat.
Exactly.
And again.
Back to it again. And when Zack Sabre Jr. is able to apply holds in such succession, that's got to wear on you psychologically. Nice fireman's carry takeover there by Tyson Dukes.
It's funny because with TJ Perkins, he makes it look easy when he does these crazy smooth transitions and flippy stuff. Zack Sabre Jr. makes submission wrestling look super easy.
Right.
Like, he's just so smooth and his transitions are so seamless.
I completely agree with you. I mean, you're not going to find a finer athlete anywhere than Zack Sabre Jr., but now Tyson Duke's going to try a cravat here. Get Zack Sabre Jr. down to one knee.
Almost there. It looked like ZSJ was going for some leverage, but Dukes had him scouted.
Yeah, definitely. Now he's really cranking on that cravat. But look at that, though. That is next level right there.
And he has the hand. Oh, and he has the hand.
Oh, and now there. Oh, my God. Tyson Duke. It's like everything Tyson Dukes tries, it's to no avail. And now Snapmare takeover there. Tyson Duke. Oh,
don't
but again.
Go for a headlock. You don't go for a headlock.
I'll tell you, Zack Sabre Jr. is harder to catch than the greased up deaf guy, for God's sakes. And now Zack Sabre Jr., he's just pivoting back and forth. Oh, my God. And on the twist. Oh, my God.
Ranking the elbow and shoulder joints.
Jesus.
ZSJ is the dweebiest, nerdiest, geekiest looking guy I've ever seen destroy someone so thoroughly.
I know, right? He's like that guy that you pick on in school, but he gets the last laugh because of stuff like this.
Because he knows how to manipulate your body in ways that you don't even know your body can move.
Exactly. And I promise you, all of them are going to hurt.
There's one swing at him, and he just sidesteps and then breaks your elbow joint.
This could be advantageous here to Tyson Dukes. He's now starting to really get aggressive, and if you can really aggress on Zack Sabre Jr., you may be able to end that right there's the counter. I was going to say,
you know who ZSJ kind of reminds me of in that sense?
Who's that?
Peter Parker.
Yeah, that's true.
He's got a lot of Spider-Man to him, doesn't he?
I would certainly think so.
Just the attitude where, he's this skinny dweeby guy, but if you pick a fight with him, he will wreck your face.
Yeah, that
Except
about
his,
some.
his superpower isn't, abnormal human strength or being able to shoot webs out of your wrists. His superpower is knowledge of the human anatomy and able to manipulate it.
Oh, but look at Tyson Dukes here. I was thinking maybe he was thinking Dragon Screw, but Zack Sabre Jr., though, welcoming it. Now look at this. Fisherman Buster there
Nice,
by
taking a
Tyson
page
Dukes.
out of Yujiro Takahashi there.
Definitely, and only a 2 count there.
I wonder if Mauro Ranallo had a little shout out to Yujiro on commentary after that.
Yeah, maybe. And, this is, though, what Tyson Dukes wants, because as I was saying earlier, and again, though, it's like I can't even finish a thought before Zack Sabre Jr. counters, but I think Tyson Dukes, though, better at grounding this counter attempt this time.
Nope.
But then again, and now there we are, though.
But ZSJ doesn't really make the same mistake twice, really.
That is true, but Tyson
did
Dukes
it twice, but again, he's finding ways. He's learning what not to do so that he can figure out what to do.
And look at
this crucifix pit.
And a kick out there. Tyson Dukes, though, nice low ankle lariat there. 1, 2. Zack
Taking
Sabre
a
Jr.
page out of Ishii as well. I think it's safe to say Tyson Dukes watches him some New Japan.
Yeah, he's definitely a wrestling mutt, combining together all the best styles. And now he's going to wind that arm up. Nice forearm there by Tyson Dukes. I mean, I keep wanting to say try and dictate the pace, and I feel like Tyson Dukes is finally doing that a little bit, but Zack Sabre Jr. never lets you control the pace for very long.
What is he doing?
Well, that's what he's doing right there.
And into the octopus.
Amazing.
Oh my god. He just cranks back like, yeah, I'm in control now. What are you going to do?
That's why he's the Pro Wrestling Gorilla Champion.
Yeah.
And now, oh my god, just bending the hand back. The pressure on those fingers is just, and now he's going to.
If he gets his left arm under Dukes' arm, it's over. Nope, never mind.
And Dukes did get to the ropes. Zack Sabre Jr. makes the clean break. He seemed a little frustrated, but oh my god, that straight boot.
Kick.
Jesus. Goes for the kick. Tyson, and the leg sweep, though. Good God.
It's funny because I'm so used to seeing that leg sweep into a moonsault that I was waiting for ZSJ to do it, but he doesn't really do flips. 1, 2, no. I didn't know if the PK was going to be his finish in this match.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have surprised me. I feel like despite even the small flourishes of offense by Tyson Dukes, this match has been all Zack Sabre Jr. And that is just ridiculous. And now Zack Sabre Jr. measuring his man here. Oh, got caught. Inverted atomic drop there by Tyson Dukes. What a DDT there. Spiking ZSJ's Jed. 1, 2. And Zack Sabre Jr. kicks out again. He stays in it.
We were so close to an upset there.
Absolutely. Look, all it takes is one move out of nowhere. And you could beat anybody in this tournament, even somebody.
Oh, and I think Tyson Dukes wants a cloverleaf here, but ZSJ.
Look at that counter.
And look.
1, 2. I want to kick out there by Tyson Dukes. I thought that could have been it there. Oh, what a lariat by Tyson Dukes.
That's what I meant when I say earlier that he was going to have to resort more to striking than submissions because, say you're technical, but when you get in the ring with Zack Sabre Jr., you've got to find a different way to beat him because you're not going to out-technical him.
And now look at another counter there.
Kimura.
And it could be the Kimura unless Tyson Dukes, no.
Kimura.
If he sinks, it's over because then Zack Sabre Jr. is going to have all the leverage here.
And you can see ZSJ sinking his hips really hard trying to bring Tyson Dukes down to his knees.
He is. Tyson Dukes, though, I think has a slight power advantage.
God.
Oh, my God, though.
He's literally got the arm clasped with his left hand now.
And he's going
now
up.
into the, yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Crucifix armbar. Literally one of my favorite submissions ever.
Up, Tyson Dukes. Can he get there?
And he's got.
Oh, my God. Tyson Dukes,
yeah,
yes.
He's giving up. You can see as he shook his head. Yes, he gave up.
Wow, that match, though, Zack Sabre Jr., what an impressive outing. Jesus.
The crucifix armbar of all things, too. It's so hilarious because when I was younger, everyone kind of has those wrestling experiences where you're wrestling your friends or you're wrestling your pillows or whatever the hell it is. If you were a wrestling fan when you were young, you wrestled other people and things. And I did that too, and I always kind of felt like I was inventing new moves because I was young and I didn't realize that everything in wrestling's already been done before. So right. I thought that I invented the crucifix armbar, and I've loved that move ever since.
Right.
because
Hey, man.
I actually used that move in my matches with friends as a counter to a pinfall attempt. If they would just go for a regular shoot and a half pinfall attempt, I would grab them with my legs and then their other arm with my hands, and I would turn them over into a crucifix armbar and do a submission.
Absolutely, man. And let me say this, and this is coming from a guy, you guys know my wrestling history. I grew up, in my mind, in the golden age of technical wrestling. Guerrero, Benoit, Angle, those guys. I may be a bigger Marty Scurll fan than Zack Sabre Jr. fan, but I cannot deny that Zack Sabre Jr. is the best technical wrestler in the world right now.
Marty Scurll
What
doesn't use freaking crucifix arm bars.
no, he does not.
I love that Zack Sabre Jr. won with that move, and Tyson Duke's nothing but respectful to close the match out. I'm very happy to see that.
Absolutely. Zack Sabre Jr., like I said, best technical wrestler in the world right now, regardless of my subjective feelings, and he's just a phenom between those ropes.
And unless the Bollywood boys step up big time, it looks to me like Zack Sabre Jr.'s round 2 opponent will end up being, and we're gonna see this match later tonight, but call this a prediction, Drew Gulak.
Yes, which should be very interesting.
I'm not sure if that's next or if that's going to be the third match. I'm pretty sure we're going to end up with Brian Kendrick main eventing tonight, but we will see. We might actually end up with not with Anthony Nese being on next.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting. Anthony Nese, we'll see what he brings to the table. I can't get over that outing by Zack Sabre Jr. I mean, man, he just contorted Tyson Dukes every which way. Zack Sabre Jr. advances, and now we move on to the next one.
He's a dominant technical wrestler, the likes of which I don't think we've ever seen.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, I think Regal is the closest thing we've ever seen, but he kind of messed his own self up, you know?
Exactly. Now we'll see.
That's right. Let's not forget. Next week is the final set of first round matches when we are going to get to see Noam Dar and Jack Gallagher, both UK wrestlers, both really great in the ring.
Yes.
And now you're seeing Drew Gulak, so he's about to go into a match with one of the two Bollywood boys. I'm not sure which one, whether it's Harv or I don't remember the other one's name. But, whoever wins this match is going to be facing Zack Sabre Jr.
Right. And I'll tell you, Zack Sabre Jr. is one hell of a mountain to climb in this tournament. I mean, haven't you even said that you think Zack Sabre Jr. is winning this thing?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that he is, yes.
I mean, that's just the kind of credibility that Zack Sabre Jr. possesses. He is like one of the heavy favorites. I think really the two heavy favorites are him or Kota Ibushi to win this thing. And I'll tell you, both are very strong candidates. Both had very strong performances. And I don't know if anybody else in this tournament can be up to snuff to those guys, especially after that performance we just got done watching from Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah, but I think that the big four in this tournament, as far as the four biggest favorites to win, are ZSJ, Ibushi, it's Harv, Sihra. Anyway, ZSJ, Ibushi, whoever wins next week's match between Ciampa and Gargano.
Yeah.
And then I would also say the Brian Kendrick has got to be an early favorite.
Yeah, I mean, there are guys that I'm rooting for very emotionally to perform very well. I mean, particularly Swan. Hoping Swan does very well.
I love Swan. He's so good.
Yeah, he is. And everybody's going to learn it next week because he hasn't had his tournament match yet. But next week, he should. So,
and we saw on the bracketology episode right before the CWC actually began, he actually has a really touching backstory as well.
He does, one that I really didn't know about, and I've regarded myself, at least when I was still a resident of New Jersey and I frequented Force One shows, I would like to think me and Swan formed something of a friendship, and, to know his backstory, that certainly hit me a kind of way. So I'm definitely going to be rooting for him to go far, but the competition is stacked. And, but if there's one thing I know about a guy like Swan, when his time comes next week, he can go with the best of them, and he can endure. So all these guys, Swan's no pushover. Nobody in this tournament is, otherwise they wouldn't be here. It's just a stacked field. Nothing more to say than that.
kind of bringing it back to Gulak here. I remember a few PWG shows ago, we had Gulak versus Thatcher. And one of the prominent talking points on commentary was whoever loses this match has to start wearing knee pads.
Yeah.
Because neither guy does. And Gulak hasn't changed that. He still does not wear knee pads, which is really, I mean, it's becoming a little bit more popular with kind of the rise of the striking and shoot fight style that we're seeing more and more often these days. But the no knee pad look is definitely kind of against the grain kind of look for wrestlers most of the time.
Definitely. And that's how Drew Gulak, though, that's how he's comfortable. And Sihra here.
I remember when Cody Rhodes stopped wearing knee pads, everyone was freaking out about it.
Yeah. I actually thought that was a good look for him.
We'll see if he rocks that same look at Bola this summer later.
I can't wait for us to watch that together when it becomes available.
Yeah, it's happening in almost a month to the day. And, even though we won't be able to see it right away, I definitely can't wait for it to come out on DVD so that we can see it.
And Harv Sihra here. I very curious to see what he brings to the table. One half of the Bollywood boys. And I'll tell you, I think he's about to become a man after this match with Drew Gulak.
That's one way of putting it for sure, yeah. The Bollywood boys, basically India's answer to the Young Bucks, as far as what I've seen.
Ah, very interesting. Well, Drew Gulak, he was billed as submission, and we did see him employ some submissions in the video package.
I personally would probably bill him more as a striker than a submission guy, but I don't think striker is one of the categories they give anyway, so...
Right.
But he loves his knee strikes, his forearms and kicks. I don't think he uses kicks as much as knee strikes, but still, they're in his arsenal.
I like that he went for the cradle early, if for no other reason to kind of get in Harv's head here, say, just like that, I can scoop you up in a pin.
Yeah.
And now we got the Greco-Roman knuckle lock going on.
Oh, and it looked like Harv was going to step over and kind of push Gulak down using leverage, but Gulak, seeing that coming, went straight on his back because he felt like he had more leverage from there.
Yeah, now look at that. Again, though. Nice.
Hookey flip.
With the legs. Oh, but the body scissors by Gulak. Brilliantly done.
Great positioning.
Excellently done. And you got to imagine he's just really contorting.
And this here, this is kind of what I was talking about earlier when I said that there's been kind of a recent surge in shoot fighters in the wrestling business, because that's what you're seeing right now from Gulak. He isn't so concerned with getting his shit in like a Brian Cage and you doing the different spots and stuff. He is more concerned with playing footsies, positioning. He wants to win.
I mean, to Drew Gulak, from what I've seen of him, I think he approaches wrestling matches as if the ring is a chessboard. Yes. And all of his moves seem so well executed and so well timed. Lateral press here. Harv, though, just slides out.
Something that he has in common with Timothy Thatcher, who wasn't in this because he weighs in at, I think, like 225. Right.
Oh, but he just caught Harv there. Could be a fall-away slam, maybe. Let's see what Drew Gulak's thinking about.
Backbreaker.
No, fireman's carry. And Harv, though, slides out. Sunset flip.
Only a 2 count. Not even a 2 count, a 1 count.
And it seemed like Drew wanted to pick the ankle a little bit. Nice there by Harv.
Another 1 count. Gulak kicking out at 1 sends a message to your opponent that says, even though I know that I could wait until 2, you're not even going to get me close to a pin because I'm not ready to lose yet.
Oh, what a clothesline there right off the rope. And now look at that. Hooks the leg here. That was an authoritative cover.
That was almost a 2 count, but I think Harv took a little bit page out of Gulak's playbook and kicked out at 1.
I'll tell you what, though, Gulak is really affirming his right to be in this tournament with moves like this. Take a look at this again. Just straight up physical there by Drew Gulak.
And you can even see the way that he shifted his body in the air added a lot of power to that lariat.
That's a great observation, partner. As you see now, Harv going to try with the body shots. But Gulak, oh my God, that strike right to the face.
That's what I'm talking about when I say he's a...
Oh my God. Slams the legs right on the top rope. I'll be honest with you, partner. I haven't really been the biggest fan of Drew Gulak. I think this match is making me give him a second look. He is straight up smash mouth. They'll beat you up and enjoy every second of it.
Forget striker. Drew Gulak's style is sadistic.
Yeah. He's just invented a whole new category for himself, and I'm not going to tell him he can't.
Oh, and look at this. Back body drop.
Lands
look,
on his
feet.
But what's Harv thinking here? Kicks Gulak off. Could it be an acai moonsault?
No?
No, crossbody.
Kind of a springboard crossbody to the outside there.
Yeah, from the second rope. Now Gulak definitely stunned a bit.
That was a smart decision on Harv Sihra's part, though, I think, because if he would have done a moonsault, moonsaults are really blind because you're kind of relying on your get off when you do the springboard to be accurate to hit your opponent. But when you do a crossbody, you can see where you're going better.
Absolutely. And plus, I feel like doing a moonsault may have left you more susceptible to Gulak's power to be caught.
Yeah.
And I definitely agree with you there. Nice neck breaker, though, by Harv. Definitely unique.
Kind of a rolling neck breaker a little bit.
Yeah, almost had like a cutter position, but he opted for the neck breaker as Gulak kicks out there. I think that's the first near fall, though, Harv's gotten in this match, though, to be honest.
Yeah, that's
the headbutt.
Just straight to the abdomen.
Jesus, Gulak is just all physical.
Gulak, the top rope is not really a place that I'm used to seeing Gulak go, but he's been utilizing the hell out of it in this match.
Oh, but the superplex there by Harv
is almost a Roderick Strong, no delay whatsoever superplex there from Sihra.
Yeah, I really like that. I thought a good snap off the top rope. I thought maybe for a second he might maintain the form, but he released. And now what's he thinking here? He's got the double leg. And now he's going to put one leg down. Sharpshooter, maybe?
Yeah, I don't think. No, the Gulak has his foot.
Yeah, it doesn't. Oh, wait a minute here. Oh, no, dominant position Gulak. Harv kicks him off, but oh my God.
Wow.
Body scissors dragon sleeper if you're a fan of New Japan. Skull end.
Almost a skull end there. Oh, and he wraps it right back in.
And that's it. That's it.
Wow.
Holy crap.
I don't think we've ever seen this side of Drew Gulak before, and we have been watching PWG with him on it for over a year now.
Oh my God. I don't feel like this match was nothing more than Drew Gulak playing with his food and then deciding to eat. Jesus.
That was great.
What a dominant performance for Gulak. I mean, I even told you, we've watched him a few times in PWG. I really didn't take notice of him, wasn't really much of a fan. I think I have to reevaluate my priorities after seeing this performance because holy crap.
That was, like I said, sadistic. And look at, it just cranks back on the neck.
That's some MMA shit right there.
That's what I mean when I say shoot style, man. It's like he doesn't realize that wrestling is a work, and he just goes in there wanting to beat his opponent legitimately.
That move could have beaten anybody in a cage across the country. That was a brutal body scissors dragon sleeper there.
Yeah, it was. Wow. And he is facing ZSJ in the next round.
Nobody lives after that. Nobody. They'll start applying submissions to people in the fucking audience. Good luck.
Raul Mendoza taking on the Brian Kendrick, which means Tony Nese is main eventing.
Very interesting choice.
Unless this is like a later tonight thing, and then we're going to get Tony Nese's matchup next. Yeah, Anthony Bennett versus Tony Nese is probably next.
All right, there you go.
Tony Nese, if you look at him, you'd never guess he's 205 or under. He looks like he's about 225, maybe even 230.
Yeah, that's my impression.
He's built, I would say he looks, just visually, he looks bigger than Jay Lethal, and Jay Lethal is usually listed around 220.
Yeah, that's right. That's going to be a very interesting matchup to be sure. Drew Gulak, though, Jesus, what a night for the Cruiserweight Classic.
He's definitely right. So far, he has definitely been the standout of this show.
Oh my God, without question. That was dominance.
Speaks volumes because he's on the show with Zack Sabre Jr. We already saw ZSJ, but we're talking about Gulak.
Yeah. I mean, that was the closest thing to a squash I think we'll get in this tournament because even though Harv did get some offense, again, it just seemed all Gulak to me. Just like Zack Sabre Jr.'s match did seem all Zack Sabre Jr. It just seemed like any control Tyson Dukes had was an illusion and nothing more. So, but now here we go. Anthony Bennett versus Tony Nese. Both billed with a technical style.
Tony Nese is only 5'7". That's probably why he looks so much bigger than 205 because Jay Lethal might only be 220, but he's, I think, 5'10 or 5'11.
Right.
So Tony Nese is a lot shorter, which means that he can afford to fill out his frame more and be bulkier and bigger and thicker, but not weigh as much.
And here we are getting the
And
breakdown
he is a
here.
very impressive athlete. He's, like I said before, he's got a look, to me, very similar to Chris Masters. He looks like a shorter Chris Masters. He's got a similar build, maybe not quite as massively bulky as Masters, but still similar. But he's much more athletic and probably a lot better in the ring, too, although I haven't seen Masters in a while, so I couldn't say that with confidence.
Oh, I mean, you look at most of these prospects in the Cruiserweight Classic, they're all phenomenal athletes. That's been one of the great delights in covering this tournament with you, partner, is that people that either we were familiar with, but maybe, wanted a second look, or just had never even heard of before, or what have you, they all converge at this point, and the result has just been absolutely fantastic.
And Kenneth Johnson with the highest of high top fades.
Yes.
Looking straight out of Kid and Play.
Absolutely. As now here comes Anthony Bennett here. And he's
the Kanye sunglasses on his eyes and his fro and his high top.
Hey man, if it works for him, more power to you. I don't really know if it's going to help you much against a guy like Nese, but we'll see.
Hey, I'm curious to see what Bennett can do in the ring. He's, we were just seeing some highlights of him. He looks like a really athletic, quick, nimble guy. So we might have another TJ Perkins type dude on our hands here.
We may. I mean, he is billed as technical. I know quite a few of the guys in the tournament have been. Tony Nese also billed as technical.
Tony Nese is power, my friend.
Yes.
Tony Nese is the smaller, not so unbreakable version of Michael Elgin.
Right.
He's massive, he's strong, he's athletic, he can do just about anything except be really tall.
And here comes Tony Nese, and I'll tell you.
Former X Division competitor, worth noting.
Ah, okay. Okay, interesting. When they have that kind of exposure and then they're able to come to a place, where eyes will actually be watching them.
Looks a little bit like Michael Bennett today, doesn't he?
Yeah, just a little bit. Oh my God, this man just looks huge. And
well, there he's listed at 5'9". Earlier on, they listed him at 5'7". I wonder which one of those is correct.
Yeah, they both seem like estimates. I would say, I don't know. I mean, cameras can be deceptive. I would go.
I mean, Kenneth Johnson's built at 5'6". So just
right.
Looking at the height difference, I'd say unless they included the high top in Kenneth Johnson's height, I'm pretty sure Tony Nese is at least 2 or 3 inches taller.
Yeah. Now the referee checking Tony Nese.
Oh, that fade is just ridiculous. He couldn't be any more 90s if he tried.
That's so true.
We need Kenneth Johnson in NXT, and he can just recycle Xavier Woods' old theme song.
There you go. And now, show of respect there to start.
I'm sorry, but there's no frickin' way Tony Nese is under 200 pounds.
I mean, they build him at what, 196?
Yeah.
Oh, nice waist lock takeover right out of the gate there by Tony Nese.
Maybe he weighed in at 196 after, a few days of doing nothing but drinking water.
Nice headlock takeover. Well, I have heard, staying adequately hydrated turns fat into muscle, and Tony Nese does look pretty ripped, so maybe he went through a few gallons before the tournament. And now,
yeah,
going to try and escape the hammerlock here, but then Anthony Bennett there right into the side headlock. Nice transitioning there from Bennett.
Look at
just
the power.
Gets thrown off by Nese.
Nese is a big son of a gun, but Kenneth Johnson just keeps playing around, man. Look at the athleticism from Nese.
Oh, and the knee there.
Nese, I might as well be an American Neville at this point.
Absolutely, Nese.
Maybe not quite as spectacular from a high-flying proponent, but he's got the athleticism, he's got the power, he's got the look.
Nese is just so dominant here thus far, I think already.
Look how massive his arm is wrapped around Kenneth Johnson's neck.
And now, what a forearm there.
This match doesn't feel fair.
Partner, just to kind of ask, I noticed you're referring to him as Kenneth Johnson. I thought I saw the name Anthony Bennett on the Titantron. Which one of us made the mistake here?
Wow, yeah. Wow, that was a horrible mistake.
Yeah, I just wanted to catch because I didn't want to make sure I wasn't in the wrong because I'll apologize if I was.
There were a couple guys in this tournament that I'd never seen before, and both of those guys are people that I've never seen before. So,
in fact, wasn't Kenneth Johnson last week? Just so we're clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the guy against Tozawa that ate that vicious German. But regardless,
Yeah, but Anthony, it's Bennett, right?
Anthony Bennett, yes.
My goodness, I am so sorry. That was a horrible
That
mistake on my part.
that's all right. These things happen, man. Look, everybody gets swept up in the
But
fervor of the
nice though.
Cruiserweight Classic.
Again, though, I can't just emphasize enough how unfair this match feels.
Oh, nice cannonball there.
That was really cool. Good job, Anthony Bennett. Nice cannonball.
And Bennett and making sure the top eight's okay. I love how he checks on it after every offensive maneuver.
Yeah.
And now Anthony Bennett here, gonna go into the cover, hooks the leg, one, and just a one count. See, that's the problem when you do moves on the outside. I mean, I'm not arguing against it. You got to do
not
what you
only
gotta
that,
do.
but that's also the problem when you weigh like what 146 pounds.
Oh, but look at Anthony Bennett here with the double arm underhook.
Butterfly lock here.
Yeah, is he thinking of super? I mean, Nese has great defense, so let's just point that out immediately.
Body drop, maybe? No.
No, look at that. He's got a counter. Oh, the power on the ropes. Almost a decapitator on the ropes. And then slides through. Oh, my God. This Nese is a specimen. And now look at this. What a moonsault. Jericho, eat your heart out.
1, 2, no. He's so good.
Oh, my God.
I know he's been in Evolve for the last couple years, too. Nese has.
If what Jericho does is a lion salt, we need a new name for Tony Nese there, because that was whole new levels of springboard moonsault right there. Knife edge chop there by Nese to Anthony Bennett.
I don't know if there's something more intimidating than a lion, though.
That is true. That's why I struggle. But Tony Nese, man, he may have taken the name Lion Salt from Jericho after tonight. And now, front face lock here. Could be the suplex. Oh, look at this. Anthony Bennett with the knees to the head. Oh.
Throw back to Elgin. I brought Elgin up earlier.
That's right. He just powered through. Hooks the leg here on Anthony Bennett, too.
2. Bennett kicks out.
He does. Tony Nese. So look at that. Staying right on him. Nice body scissors there.
Body scissors just looks vicious.
It's gorgeous. Wow. Tony, I'll tell you, Zack Sabre Jr., Drew Gulak, Tony Nese. Night 3 has been the night of the prospects, let me tell you.
Yeah.
And Anthony Bennett, not liking that I'm ignoring him, I'm sure, returns to vertical. And now arm drag there. He's like, I will not be overlooked. What a forearm there by Anthony Bennett. And now another forearm there.
And now, Tony Nese reeling, but you've got to wonder, when you've got somebody the size and stature of Nese going up against somebody the size and stature of Bennett, a lot of the offense that Bennett is going to do isn't going to hurt Nese nearly as much.
Nice drop kick, though, by Bennett.
That was cool, yeah.
And now Bennett here, maybe he could dictate the pace a little bit after that drop kick, start to decide what things go on in this match and what doesn't. Now he's going to ascend to the top rope.
You know who Bennett kind of reminds me of in the face?
Who's that?
I don't know if you're familiar with this guy at all. He used to be a popular R&B singer, Omarion.
No, I've never heard of him.
Well.
DDT there. I didn't know if Bennett was going to get it off or not, but one, two. Kick out there.
Oh, have to wonder with some of these near falls if Nese had the mindset of Gulak of kicking out as soon as you can rather than just waiting till the ref is about to hit 3 and then kicking out. How soon would he be kicking out of these things?
That is true. I want a nice shot there by Nese. But Anthony Bennett, though, responds.
Nese, when Bennett responded there, Nese just kind of had this look of, oh, God. This isn't even fair. This kid can't even hit me that hard.
Oh, look at that with the leg.
Wow. Technical. Oh, and now deadlift time.
Oh, man. Anthony Bennett, though, he countered.
Standing switch.
What is Anthony Bennett thinking, though? Well, I guess nothing, because Tony Nese countered. Now look at this again.
Oh, my God, he made him hit his head on the mat. Did you see that?
I did. What's he doing here? Pump handle. Nicely done. And he's not even finished.
Is that a power slam, John?
Pump handle power slam, yep. And now, wait a minute, what's the ref doing?
I think Anthony Bennett might have gotten, concussed on that one move where he hit his head.
Yeah. Anthony Bennett might be out. And I think the referee's saying, go ahead.
Okay.
Tony's looking confused. And now, 450. He's done.
Somebody his size doing a 450.
3 count.
Yeah, it's over.
I hope Anthony Bennett's okay.
Yeah. That being said, though, Tony Nese looks dominant.
He does. He really does. Oh, man. Poor Anthony Bennett.
Anthony Bennett's all right.
Yeah, I mean, the ref did check on him. I guess he was
Checked
okay
on,
enough.
okayed. He was just like, "Hey man, he's all yours. Do whatever you want." And Tony
Exactly.
Nese hit that beautiful 450. Somebody that size hitting a 450.
Yeah, it's criminal.
It's
Like,
yeah. I mean,
you're making the rest of us look bad, Tony. I'm just letting you know.
he's like a weird fusion of Chris Masters, Michael Elgin, and Neville in a 5'7", 5'9". I don't know, depending on what he actually is. Package.
And now Anthony Bennett, he's conscious, so that's the good news.
He
He's
might
gonna
have.
take.
Yeah, I think on the pump handle move.
Right.
Yeah, because that was fine.
Yeah.
But when he first slid under Bennett and he grabbed the hand, I think Bennett hit his head on the canvas.
Right. Now we're gonna take a look at this. A 450, excellent form.
Such good form. He
And
doesn't get
there's
a
the
ton
3
of
count.
height, but he gets a lot of rotation. He gets a lot of I forget what the word of it. Torque. A lot of torque.
Right. And now it's gonna be main event time.
And it is the Brian Kendrick taking on Raul Mendoza.
Yeah, Raul Mendoza versus the Brian Kendrick. It's gonna be
The
something
winner of
great.
that match takes on Tony Nese in the next round.
I don't envy him.
I respect the Brian Kendrick, but I would not want to face Nese.
I wouldn't either. Look, the Brian Kendrick, when he was on SmackDown, one of my favorite promos, he said, he was going to redefine warfare for the championship scramble. I hope he brushed up on his war theory because he's going to need it to survive Tony Nese. I mean, that guy is an absolute animal. You're going to need all the cunning, all the ability, all the acumen you can bring to the fight, and even then it may not be enough. That just shows you how dominant Nese is.
Yeah, brush up.
Unbelievable.
Sun Tzu.
Yeah, Sun Tzu. I mean, that was the first book you read. I don't even know if Sun Tzu could prepare for Tony Nese. That's how dominant that specimen is. And I'll tell you, the Brian Kendrick will be great seeing him back. I'll definitely be able to save some face in the fans' eyes because most recently he's known as Eva Marie's trainer. So, his Cruiserweight Classic might be good for him.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much you can teach her.
Exactly. It's like, guys, I apologize, but you got to understand, I had so little to work with. And now.
Oh, yeah. That's, you're right.
Oh, man. Here we go.
Raul Mendoza.
It's going to be very interesting.
If you couldn't tell, I really love saying that guy's name.
Well, I mean, get it all out of your system because this will probably be the last time you get the opportunity to.
Oh, that's mean.
Well,
He's here to represent Mexico. Idol's already been Eddie Guerrero.
Man, Eddie was a lot of people's idols, and not that I can blame them.
Because he was the freaking best.
Yeah, he was pretty amazing.
Oh, man.
Oh, I can't wait to laugh at this guy already. If I put in the hard work and I do what I love, I can fulfill my dreams. Oh, you're going to learn a harsh lesson about life today.
Races and everything, John.
You are going to learn
such an easy target.
You are going to learn a harsh lesson about life today, Mendoza. It is going to be unforgiving.
And the Brian Kendrick, another guy like Rich Swann, who really comes into this tournament with such a backstory, such a storied life story. That was repetitive and redundant, but that's okay. And to me, nobody in this tournament is hungrier than Brian Kendrick.
Fill us in on the story. I mean, what exactly is it about Brian Kendrick that makes this? I mean, it kind of sounds like a redemption story.
He feels like this is his last chance to really make a name for himself in wrestling.
Right.
He's looking at this as his way not only to have a foot in the door, but to bust the door down and re-enter the mainstream wrestling scene with a bang.
And there is no "the" in front of the Brian Kendrick, so I think we're safe to call him Brian Kendrick for the duration of this tournament. And I'll tell you. I just
heard the announcer even just said Brian Kendrick.
I've always been a fan of this young man, even in his tag team days with Paul London. But I really saw something special in him when he struck out on his own. Teamed up with Big Zeke. Yeah, he was originally a bodyguard. That sound familiar? And now Brian Kendrick looking to advance in this tournament.
Big
He's got a
Zack and Brian Kendrick, a more recent retelling of the Pastor Devon Deacon Batista story.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, definitely. And now Raul Mendoza. Of course, my partner here is much better at rolling his R's than I am. So you want to get out of your system one more time?
Raul Mendoza.
That might be the last time you get to say it with that much enthusiasm, because the next time you say it, you might be like, Raul Mendoza.
Oh, that wasn't bad. You did a pretty good trill there, John.
I appreciate it, partner, but yeah, we may be holding this guy's funeral here in a few minutes, at least for his hopes and dreams. Not for him physically, because Brian Kendrick's never been that type of performer, but yeah, I mean, he's about to get a reality check in the worst way.
Like I said, though, man, I don't know if there's anyone in this tournament who's got more just want than Kendrick right now.
Definitely. I mean, stories like his, we see him all over the sports world. Oh, this could be my last chance to lace up the gloves, or this could be my last chance to step in an octagon. Brian Kendrick. And that's the thing, I mean, look, since we're already talking about his personal story, let's get personal. The reason why his The Brian Kendrick run didn't reach its full potential, he had wellness violations. Nothing serious, at least in this guy's view. It was marijuana. He liked to smoke.
He at least
and he
claims
got
that he's clean.
And he's clean, and that's the thing. Look, if he's willing to toe the line this time, he's got all the ability to make that mark that he wants to make.
Ooh, look at the little leg trip there from Mendoza.
Yeah, Mendoza's like, I've been hearing you, John. My dreams aren't going to die. Your dreams are going to die, which, I mean, shut up, Mendoza. What do you know about me?
Does he still have braces, though?
Yeah, he really does. Like, what are you, in 8th grade? And Kendrick, though, we're getting the side headlock.
Just keep making fun of people that live in poverty but then ended up making money as adults and want to fix their teeth.
I'm a really horrible person. I know that. You don't have to go to such lengths to say, like...
And what's your nickname again?
Johnny Scumbag.
Oh, man. Nice frog there.
Oh, Mendoza, though. Okay.
Mendoza is like a freaking... Not necessarily from a charisma standpoint, but from an in-ring standpoint, he's like a damn clone of Andrade Cien Almas.
That's true. Somebody mentioned to me on Twitter, hey, John, don't you find it odd that Andrade Cien Almas hasn't been on NXT in like close to a month? To which I say, stop feeding into my paranoia. And
what?
Now, yeah, well, I'm just really scared. I don't know if they're going to repackage him, or maybe they'll bring him back as a heel like we've suggested. But yeah, he hasn't been seen in a while. Stop stirring my fears there. But no, in all seriousness, Mendoza's definitely very legitimate. And Kendrick learned that real quick. Jab, jab, chop. Beautifully done there by Mendoza.
Well, punch block, jab, chop.
Oh, and had the drop kick scouted. Mendoza came to play tonight. And now look at this.
Cloverleaf. I love this move.
And now an airplane to go in.
What? Oh, and he's got it grapevine. Wow.
Wow, Mendoza just shut me up something fierce.
This is cool.
He actually makes wearing braces almost look badass. I know. If you could just get to the ropes here.
I couldn't even imagine getting punched in the mouth with braces on my teeth.
That would have been horrifying.
That would be awful.
Now Kendrick. Charles Robinson is actually the official for this match. And Mendoza, look at that. Baiting Kendrick. Come on, Kendrick. Oh, but Kendrick not going to play that game. That's the veteran instinct of Brian Kendrick. And the boot right there.
Nice.
I'll tell you. That's why they warned you that cruiserweights come in all shapes and sizes. Because if you just associated cruiserweights with high flying, there was nothing cruiserweight about that boot to the face.
Yeah.
And now Kendrick. Now Kendrick gets to be what I kind of always associated him as when he was the Brian Kendrick, the scavenger. Picking his spots, exploiting weaknesses, and it's a game plan that works.
He's got it. Oh!
Hooks the leg, too. And Mendoza kicks out.
Poor Mendoza.
Still trying to protect his mouth. I approve of what Brian Kendrick did there, by the way. I thought that was smart strategy, but...
It was, but it was still savage. And now the head-assisted chicken wing here.
Beautifully done. I think Mendoza's actually bleeding from the mouth.
Yeah, he is.
Kendrick is not messing around.
You know what, though? For what it's worth, I think that was a brilliant move on Kendrick's part because I think Mendoza was actually bleeding before he did that to his mouth.
Right.
And now it looks like Kendrick was the one that caused it. So
So that just makes Kendrick look extra vicious.
yeah, exactly. Even though it was probably happening before.
Now
To be fair,
Mendoza,
like,
look at that pin.
yes,
Wow.
he's really good.
I'll tell you, of all the guys in the CWC where you and I have just kind of said, oh, they'll have a good outing, but they'll probably lose, Mendoza's definitely been the most impressive.
There have been a lot of guys that have impressed us. I mean, you look at, I believe, didn't Arya Davari end up losing?
Yes, he did.
And you loved him. We were seeing here this guy. I mean, Sean Maluda, you loved him.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that he's regretting the braces.
Yeah, oh, and then the lariat in the corner by Brian Kendrick.
Don't wear braces to a fight, brother.
Yeah, he's learned that. Like I said, harsh life lessons coming Mendoza's way. You know, he'll thank Brian Kendrick after this.
Yeah.
And how knife edge chop there. Oh, but Kendrick, oh, look at that by Mendoza,
He's
though.
so freaking quick.
And now the drop kick right on the button there.
Nice.
Beautifully done, right on
to
the
the outside, which means suicide dive coming. This is a luchador, people.
Oh my God, better than that. Look at that corkscrew. Wow,
Very
Mendoza.
Phoenix-esque.
Look at Mendoza showing up right now.
He kind of reminds me of Phoenix a little bit.
I gotta say, you know what, guys? In all sincerity, I have to redact all the jokes I've been making at Mendoza's expense. Here is a guy here that clearly knows the opportunity in front of him, clearly knows who he's sharing a ring with right now in Brian Kendrick, and is not having any wasted motion about it. This guy wants it right here, and you've talked about Brian Kendrick's hunger. Mendoza's got to be starving. Springboard 450, Kendrick moved out of the way. Oh, Mendoza, though, caught him again. What a kick to the back of the head. Could this be Mendoza's night? Hooks the leg, too. Oh, and Kendrick just kicked out. And I'll tell you, Charles Robinson, you can't take umbrage with the referee for that count. He was in perfect position. Mendoza here, he's got Kendrick by the hair, takes him to the turnbuckle, slams his head against the turnbuckle there. Mendoza now, getting the crowd prepped. He's in the corner. He's measuring him. The charge. Kendrick gets the boot up. Oh, and another kick right there, straight to the face. And now what's Kendrick thinking about here? Mendoza's in the perfect position in the corner, and that's what Kendrick realizes. Could be a moonsault here.
Maybe.
Perched on the top of Mendoza again. And how smart was that? Kicking the leg out from underneath. And now we've got a tree of woe and a super
Whoa, I
kick.
think he's going to go for a drop kick here.
Mendoza has played such a game, I can't help but be impressed.
Is he going to go all the way across the ring?
Is he really thinking coast to coast? And if so, what can Brian Kendrick do about it here? Mendoza.
Is it a Van Terminator without a trash can lid? Oh!
It is. Mendoza, oh my God, he could be moments away from winning this thing.
Wow.
Kendrick might be out.
I know.
Right. Oh, right on the back right there, but look at Kendrick.
End of heartache. Brian Kendrick just got hit with Roderick Strong's finisher.
Oh, and Mendoza would have had him beat at his positioning. Kendrick had great ring awareness. Charles Robinson was in perfect position to catch the foot on the rope. Mendoza, that was a rookie mistake. He could have actually bragged about beating Brian Kendrick if Kendrick was only a few inches away from the ropes. Now a nice shot there. Alternating forms, uppercut.
In a lot of trouble.
Chest kick there. Well, I agree, because again, Kendrick's a scavenger. He'll pick his spot. And look at him almost going fetal there. Almost rolling back into his shell, and now look at Kendrick straddles the throat.
Look at that.
Rope.
Kendrick knows what he's doing in there, and when I say he's hungry, I mean he's desperate.
And look at that submission there. And Mendoza, did he tap? He taps. Kendrick actually won with a submission. I was waiting for him to signal for sliced bread number 2. Kendrick gets the submission win.
I think sliced bread number 2 is a better move to use against bigger competitors, but when you're going against people that are the same size as you, if you can bully him with a submission, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't.
I had called Kendrick a scavenger multiple times throughout the bout, and at the very end, he picked his spot. He got Mendoza's throat, caught up in the middle rope, and then he did that submission hold, and he gets the win here. But Mendoza, we have got to give this young man credit. He brought the fight to Kendrick.
And look at this. Look at this Van Terminator.
Bam!
Beautiful drop kick.
And he even had the presence not even to go for the cover after that, but like you said, the end of Heartache, that backbreaker, if Kendrick was just a few inches away from the ropes, because see, Kendrick wasn't kicking out of this. All ring awareness by Kendrick. Foot on the rope there, and then Mendoza was way too overeager. Throat meets the middle rope, And then Kendrick here. Almost,
You know, John, I'm going to go ahead and say something that might be a little bit controversial here. Kendrick reminded me of Leo Kruger in this match.
yeah, a little bit, right? I definitely.
Smaller, granted, but from an attitude-wise thing, and he's even got like the long dark hair and the dark goatee like Leo Kruger used to have. He reminds me of him in this match.
Yeah, definitely. Kendrick is going to have the misfortune of facing Tony Nese
Yeah.
down the road.
You know what though? If he could handle Raul Mendoza, it's hard for me to count Brian Kendrick out right now. I think I am going to officially make my prediction right now that the finals of this tournament are going to be Zack Sabre Jr. versus the Brian Kendrick.
That's a bold prediction to make, partner, and especially considering that Kota Ibushi, Lince Dorado, Rich Swann, and others
And Grand
are
Metalik,
also, and Grand Metalik are in this tournament.
Ciampa and Gargano. I'm not denying the amount of talent in this tournament, but I think we're going to have the best technician taking on the hungriest man in the finals.
Because let me tell you something, if Brian Kendrick taught us anything tonight, it's that all the talent in the world crumbles in the face of just true ring savvy. And that's what Kendrick really possesses here.
Next week we're getting Noam Dar, Rich Swann. You know, I already saw Gerv Sihra, Jack Gallagher, Fabian Eichner.
Very interesting tournament day next week. And
of course, Gargano and Ciampa taking each other on, actually.
I have to give Ciampa the win in that one personally. We shall see. I'm very curious too about Jack Gallagher.
You're picking Ciampa, so I'll go with Gargano just to be contrarian at this point.
All right, there you go.
And that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 3 of the Cruiserweight Classic, and it was just as exceptional as last week's. I don't want to say it was better than last week's because I thought last week's episode was exceptional, but both second and third episodes, I believe, have been better than the first episode.
Yeah, I would agree with you there.
That being said, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back for G1 Climax Day 6, I believe, tomorrow, and Day 7 also tomorrow, because unfortunately New Japan World wasn't able to upload Day 6 today, so we will be doing both Days 6 and 7 tomorrow. Iron Manning up, people. Hope you're ready, because then on Friday we've got the first ever TwitWow Q&A. They're going to be the last Friday of every month, starting on this Friday. And we've got, I believe, 13 questions so far. If you have any more questions that you want to ask us, whether it's wrestling related or not, let us, ask a question and tell us who it's directed at, whether it's at one of the two of us or both of us. Either way, though, stay tuned.